It's chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Husker fans, Nebraska needs you in the vault for the last two women's basketball games on Wednesday, February 19th and Sunday, February 23rd. Their last two opponents, Oregon and Washington, have never played in Pinnacle Bank Arena before. Give these two new Big Ten members a warm Nebraska welcome and show them why Nebraska fans are the best in the nation. For a limited time, you can secure your spot at both games for just $10. This deal won't last long. Get your tickets before tip-off on Wednesday to cash in on this incredible offer. Go to Huskers.com/tickets to secure your seats today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, Reese, you hungry?
You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You go to Carl's Law right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. When it comes to gift giving, it's all about the wow factor. And let me tell you, nothing wows quite like jewelry. Whether it's a delicate necklace or a statement ring, jewelry makes the right statement. So if you want to knock her socks off, or anything else for that matter, skip the generic gifts and go straight for the bling. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket Sports News go now.
I'm Enrique Alvarez-Clary. Nebraska men's basketball wraps up their East Coast road trip with a meeting with Penn State today inside the Bryce Jordan Center in State College. The Huskers are 17-8 overall, 7-8 in the Big Ten, and are fresh off a massive comeback victory at Northwestern. Bryce Williams is on a 6-game run of scoring 20 points or more, which is the second longest in program history, trailing only Ty Lue by just one game when he accomplished that feat back in the 97-98 season. Penn State, 13-13 overall and 3-12 in the Big Ten, is coming off a close 75-73 loss to Washington and is in need of a win to improve their chances of qualifying for the Big Ten tournament in March. That game tips off at 5:30 p.m. and can be seen on the Big Ten Network. The Husker women's basketball team begins their final homestand of the season as they welcome in the Oregon Ducks tonight inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nebraska comes in at 17-9 overall, 8-7 in the Big Ten, and in the midst of a stretch that has seen them lose 4 of their last 6 contests, including a loss last Sunday at Illinois, 77-68. Alexis Markowski matched her career high in points in that game and enters this game just a mere 11 points shy of joining the Huskers' top 10 all-time scorers list. Star freshman point guard Britt Prince is listed as day-to-day with an ankle injury she suffered late in the game versus Illinois. Oregon comes in at 18-8 overall, 9-6 in the Big Ten, and fresh off a 76-70 win at Minnesota. That game tips off at 7 p.m. on the Big Ten Network. And for all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom! Lunchtime on a Wednesday. Happy hump day. Appreciate you. Wherever you are, in the streets, in your office, at home, whatever you're doing, if you're in the garage. If you're in your garage working, you are not in Nebraska. You are somewhere else. Because it's too cold to be outside working in your garage. Even if you have the immaculate garage of heating and all the consumables and everything else, it's still too cold. I'm a fan of Schoolhouse Rock, and there was a song that they would play back in the day. One, it's The Loneliest Number. When I walked to work this morning, that was how many degrees there were? 1, and it was lonely and sad. 1 degree. We've caught in the heat. Somebody turned the heat on. We're up to 3 degrees. So keep pushing. Whoever's working. Hey, everybody rub together and let's see if we can get this thing up to some double digits. We're not even at double digits, Bach. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line if you want to be a part of what we're doing. Reach out, say what's up. Hit us with a what's up. Let us know you're out there. Let us know where you are today. Like, are you – I know Lincoln Public Schools is closed. So let me know if you're home, if you're at work. Are you in your car? Are you just traveling? Are you somewhere else in the planet? If you are not in Nebraska, just text in how many degrees you have today so that we can feel your warmth from wherever you are. Send us some of what you have. Greatly appreciate that. You can follow us on all the streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Allo Channel 961 if you want to be a part of what we're doing. And we would greatly appreciate you doing that. Lots to cover in a great hour's worth. It is a big sports day here in Huskerland. I do want to point that out. A 5:30 tip for the Huskers in Happy Valley against Penn State. The ladies battle here at PBA. Bundle up, please. I do not want to walk into PBA and see you uncovered. I don't want to see that. I don't want that for you. I know y'all don't listen to me. I understand y'all going to do what you like doing, and I know that somewhere out there, folks are plotting and planning to body paint, and they'll spell out Huskers on their chest. Bach, did you ever do that? Were you ever that guy to paint your body?
No, I wish I was, but I never really did that. It is funny because as you were talking about it, though, I was thinking, because I used to be the guy that was like, I'm a bigger fan than you are, so if it's cold, I'll be there. And over the years, I've decided, no, I'm just going to stay at home if it's cold, because not for basketball. Basketball, obviously, you have to travel. That's part of the toughness of being a Nebraska basketball fan. Is every winter I go and park down there, walk up to the bridge. It's freezing, but it's worth it to get to Nebraska basketball. When I'm talking about outdoor events,
that bridge,
football. Oh yeah, that bridge
is a hazard, man.
It's so cold. It's so terrible.
A hazard.
Yes. But for like football, like a couple years ago, the Chiefs and Steelers had a playoff game. I was thinking about going, and it was like 2 degrees or whatever it is now. And I thought I thought even at that age, I was like 28 or something. I was like, I'm too old for this. Maybe if I was 23, 22, I could get together and feel like a man and go out there and do it. But now especially, no. I'm not
6
gonna
Bud
do that.
Lights and the weather doesn't matter. The temperature doesn't matter for a college student.
That's right.
6 Bud Lights for every 6 Bud Lights, you get like 10 degrees internal body temperature. I think that's to our friends in Mesa, Arizona. 67 degrees, 67 degrees. Barry Thompson back in DC, and I know it's cold in DC because Barry Thompson has on a skull cap, a winter coat, and the hood pulled over. So it is cold wherever, whatever's happening in DC, it is cold. I want to give you the weather report for tonight, just so you're planning. And again, it's a 7 o'clock tip. So on your way to PBA at 7 o'clock, it is projected that it will be -2 degrees at 7 o'clock. So as you're rolling up to PBA, -2, and it says it's my favorite thing in all of the weather. Feels like.
That's right.
Right? Feels like -15 degrees. So and Texter, the men are at Penn State. The girls are here. The women are here at PBA tonight against Oregon. And that should be a good one. That's an 18-8 Oregon team with some bodies. Man, they're long and they run, and it should be interesting. The men are at Penn State. Shout out to the swimming and diving team there in Columbus, Ohio, for the Big Ten championships in the swim meet. So, I don't know what the weather is in Columbus, but I'm always fascinated at the transition between winter weather and then inside events where you have to dress for both. Right? And college students do it different. Like, they do it different. Yeah, Texas says, a lifelong Packers fan, haven't gone to a game at Lambeau. But when I do, I fully intend to go in December or later. Temperature is just a number. I'm going to say this. So I was at the Panthers-Packers NFC Championship game back in the 90s. And I've never been colder in my entire life.
Does that Lambeau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never listen. I was on the sidelines. I was with the Panthers at the time. And I was on the sideline for pregame. Bach, I've never been so cold that I stopped moving and then didn't realize that I had stopped moving. Right? Like Bach, I'm like 4 layers in, and I mean to tell you, bruh, I stopped moving, and then it just struck me that everybody else was moving except for me. And I was like, why am I not moving? And then I'm having the conversation with myself. Hey, D, you're not moving, bruh. Yeah. Like, what's going on? I've never been colder in my life. I mean, I've heard people say chilled to the bone. And I never really understood that until that day. I went, oh, this is really a thing. This is a thing where I could feel my blood just like, hey man, look, we just gonna chill. This is it. So I'm just telling you that the way it's projected at 7 o'clock, it will be 2 below. And by the time you get out, by the time you leave, it says, hey, Bach, oh, no, sir. It says 9 below at 9 o'clock.
That's not even feels like. That's just what it is.
Feels like you're frozen. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. 21 below is what it's going to feel like.
Goodness.
And I know that there are people that don't care. Like, they're going to go to this game and they're going to do, like, I got me a face mask, like a face cover. Not a football face mask. That would be really stupid. I got one of those, one of the ones you put in, it tucks in your collar, and you can do your thing. And I got a red one. But then a thing happens, Bach, because breathing is still necessary.
That's right.
Breathing is still necessary. So I tried it yesterday, and it covers my nose, right? Because everything but the eyes. But then the breathing thing has to happen, and it was so cold in the under that it's freezing,
Mm.
right? That spot. And so your hot air comes out. Well, not to get gross, but I'm going to get gross. My nose did a thing.
Uh-oh.
Right?
That's
And
not
you go,
good.
right. And you go, Bach, I don't know how, if I asked you, aside from Alaska, right? What's the coldest part of the country in your mind? Is that like Vermont, Maine?
Yeah, I would think East
Right?
Coast,
Like that would be the coldest. So I'm not sure. I'm sure the text line can tell us that by climate, there's a place in America that's, not Alaska, because that would be the obvious choice as the northernmost. But is that the northernmost point in America, or is it in the United States, or is that Vermont?
Yeah, I would think so.
So the textures will do our thing. Husker P says 6 degrees in Bennington. Oh man, yeah, the upper peninsula of Michigan would be the northernmost. So this is why we always say that Duluth. We always say that the ticket sports fans are the smartest sports fans in the state. I hold that to be absolutely true. Like, I know that we have the smartest folks and the best, fastest Googlers
Collectively.
Oh no, these are masterful Googlers. We understand that. Cubsker says, Cubsker, where are you now? Because Cubsker used to stop by the old station at 48. I need to know where you are, right? Jesse says North Dakota. North Dakota is the coldest. I don't know. So this is why I'm asking what the coldest, because I don't want, like, Nebraska on a geographical line is on the same level as the DC area. Of course, you have different climate controls and the flatness of Nebraska, plus the ocean and the rivers around DC kind of land a little differently. And it's also got that thing where in DC and Virginia, you can go 3 hours south and it's the beach. You can go 3 hours west and it's the mountains. You can go like it really is kind of, it's its own space. For Nebraska, when I hear people talk about it and the difference, and apparently, again, I know there's a bubble over Lincoln because the weather in Lincoln and the weather in Omaha are rarely the same. It's right down the street.
It's true, yeah.
Like, it's right down the street. So there's a bubble. There's a bubble going on. I don't know what it is. It feels like -7 in Duluth. Oh, so yeah, Cubsker's in Salina, Kansas. Okay, bro. All right. Well, we miss you seeing you around all the time. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, Bone says, I went to Duluth, Minnesota for work once in the wintertime. Oh my goodness, cold. Yeah, Lambeau was the coldest I've ever been. The coldest game aside from that, and I've been to several games at Lambeau. That one, because it was late in January, was the coldest. But I've sworn off Army Navy because the last 2 Army Navy games I've been to, whether it be Philly or Landover, Maryland, were both just obnoxiously cold.
Yeah. And
that's the only memory I have. Like, for all the pageantry, all the beauty, all the great company.
That's your favorite rivalry, right?
Okay. So let's have this discussion. When we talk rivalries in sports, especially here in America, there is one rivalry. There's one. Everything else, get in line behind the big boys. Get behind the thing that unites us and separates us all, right? Army-Navy is the rivalry in sports. Army-Navy football is the rivalry of all rivalries. It doesn't matter. You can tell me Duke, Carolina. Nope, because there are parts of the country that don't care. Don't care. You can tell me Ohio State, Michigan. Guess what? The West Coast, they laugh at you. In the South, they don't believe you, right? So it doesn't really matter. Army-Navy is the rivalry, sports rivalry of all rivalries. Everybody in the country has some connection to it. Everybody in the country has some feeling about it. And that's why the game is played unto itself. That game and the championship game are the only ones that are played by themselves. No competition, no distraction, no lack of focus. It's Army-Navy. Get your color, right? Pick your color. Get your sign, right? Get all your really, really cool quotes. Get them out. And then we all, as a country, get together on Army-Navy Saturday, and we watch a game together because we're all connected to it and it all matters the most. It's not Dodgers Yankees. It's not Celtics Lakers. Sorry. It's not. America's game is Army-Navy. and I will stand on that. I will stand on that hill.
It has been floated out there to maybe move that to the start of the season. Would you like that on its own
No.
to begin the season, or you like where it's at?
No, I love. Well, here's the thing. If you were going to do it in absolution and make it the first game of the year, I could get behind. Now it loses some of the sauciness of that cold. Like,
Yeah.
it's been West Point, Philly, New York, Philly, Baltimore, Maryland, etc. Right? It's kind of locked into a space where those, Annapolis and West Point, New York, still there. But I think the pageantry behind it would be spectacular. It could move some of the other focus because, again, the other things going on that day are the lower level championships, which I'm fine with as well, right? That they would get their own day. Like they would get their own playoff day.
Yeah.
And if done right, again, soapbox DP, that if they really cared about this thing and really wanted it right, and it's what we were saying about fire trucks down O Street. Hope everybody's okay. That if they really wanted to do it right, like college football didn't listen to the fans for a long time about college playoffs, right? College football, more meaningful games. Cool. Greater exposure, greater money. Though that's the way it works. Greater exposure equals greater money. If they took the lower level playoffs and broadcasted them the way they do the other playoffs, tell me if you're at Ithaca or at Shippensburg and you get ESPN in full for those 3 hours, what are you doing for that school and those programs? You're changing them for the greater good. You're giving them great exposure. You're giving them access to greater resources, TV money, radio money, internet money, social media engagement. All those things would be spectacular. Like, imagine what it would do if Nebraska Wesleyan goes to the championship, what it does for their admissions, their enrollments, all those things in play. So they could do those things. It would make wonderful sense, right? And in this day and age where you're going to transition to 105 players only at the higher levels, in theory, that trickle-down effect is going to land somewhere, and it'll start to balance. Well, give them their own 3 weeks. You have until you start the East Coast, right? Games can start 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? 11 o'clock for Central, right?
Yeah.
10 a.m., 9 a.m., all the way around. Blow it up. Highlight those games. Highlight the players, right? Tell those stories because they haven't gotten that exposure all year round. They haven't gotten that exposure. Okay. So then the next set of games, right? And you can do a different level. Hey, you can watch the Division III playoffs here. We'll have what are there? There are 4 games that day at each level. Okay, let's show them. You do some on Friday, some on Saturday. Hey, man, just for grins and giggles. You give them exposure and make it about them. So if you're going to do that and you're going to put Army-Navy as the first game, now, again, what better way to give exposure to Army-Navy, right? Because those are our heroes. Like we like to say the best of the best of, but those military academy folks are the best of the best. So give them exposure. Let's tell their stories of where these kids from these military academies, those future officers, where are they from? What's their story? They wouldn't get the viewing. Abe says they wouldn't get the viewing. Yeah, they would. If those are the only football games on the week as the season before conference tournaments or after conference championships, yeah, they would. I've been in Texas for those championship games in Frisco. I know what it does for the hotels and restaurants in those areas. I know what it would be. Spectacular. And here's the other thing. Imagine that you start to invite some of those smaller programs to play in these bigger cathedrals. Like, I'm not going to limit you to 8,000 people. I'm going to let you play in front of 18,000 or 28,000. And that's money in those cities. In times when there's nothing else going on. I mean, it takes some creative thinking, and I think that this is a big part of people doing business the way that they've always done business. But I'm not a member of that club.
Well, I think the problem is, like you said, it's business, and as we're seeing with the NFL and college football, I thought one of the problems with the college football schedule playoff this last year is there's a game on Thursday and a game on Friday and then a game on Monday, and it's all to avoid competing with the NFL. I think you kind of feel the same way here. Is you still got to compete with the NFL, you still got to compete with college football. The Division One. If everybody worked together and gave each other their own day, it would be better for the whole. But that's not how business works generally. They're just what's going to make us the most money this day.
Yeah, Texter says this: Army and Navy could both be winless, and every college football fan would still be excited for the game, 100%. And the honoring of it makes perfect sense. Texter says that listen, it deserves its own space. And that's not to devalue Air Force Academy in this thing, because I've got former students who all graduated, who played there and graduated from there, who are part of it, had cousins who coached at Air Force Academy. I get it. But there's something special about Army Navy, and it's been built that way. And listen, if you said to me that the first game was going to be military and it was going to be Air Force and Army, or Air Force and Navy, I'm okay with that. Let that be the first game of the year. Let Air Force get in, right? And you could base it and rotate it, every 3 years, right? You change it around. That the first one is Air Force. Air Force now gets to kick off every football season, playing either Army or Navy, right? Okay, yeah. Cool, right? Right? And that means that these academies get the national exposure games. They get the national TV games. If you tell me it means that much to you, that would be a wonderful thing to do. But that's just me. Now, speaking of different business ideas, I need the text line. I need your help. I'm going to ask Bach a question when we get back. Well, I'm ask Bach the question now. And then when we come back, you guys can hit us up on the text line and let me know what your thoughts are. But, Bach, here's the question. Would you be interested in participating and actually being on a tunnel walk?
Yes.
Every sport or any sport?
Probably, yeah. I mean, I'd probably want to do every sport. Yeah.
Right? If they put a number on it and said, all you have to do is donate to the program and you get to be a part of the tunnel walk. You get the experience walking out of the tunnel, whether it be volleyball, wrestling, basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is, you get that experience. Would you pay for it? And there's a number. I know there's a number, right?
Yeah, there's got to be a number for everybody.
Text line, give me your number for participating in a tunnel walk. Just text it in. First of all, football's 1, volleyball's 2, basketball, either program, right? Because there's 30 home games between the two. There's 8 football games. You could make it 10 by doing a spring practice and whatever, like one other time you get to do it. Baseball, you could do the dugout walk and you can do the sprint out you take the flag out to center field, right? You run the right. You would pay for that, right? That'd be another thing, right? The wrestling tunnel walkout where you get to walk out with the team. I'm not talking about standing there. I'm talking about walking through. And then there are folks who would do it for every sport. I need your numbers. What is that? What would the worth of that be for you? I'll get your answers and read your text when we come back to One-on-One.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, 4-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You hungry? You know you are. We got chicken fingers, crunchy. Fries are golden crispy, baby. Yo, don't forget about the cane sauce, baby. Ooh, it hits the spot. Hello.
Mulberry Barbecue now has a brand new second location to help all your lunch and dinner cravings. Stop by their newest location at 6125 Apples Way near Lowe's off of Highway 2. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burn-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Mulberry Barbecue open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway and now at 6125 Apples Way in South Lincoln.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes. Feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: white snow possible this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny and cold. We'll see a high of 5 above. Tonight, mainly clear, very cold with a low of -18. And tomorrow, mostly sunny and cold. An afternoon high around 8 above. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It really is what we're talking about. I think there are opportunities for Nebraska athletics, for Husker athletics, to include fans into the process and the machinery. But it also helps them with that financial side of it that's still in play, because there are Husker fans that would pay for the experience. Bach, as Cena's theme song plays in the background, how much would you pay to be able to walk out through the Titantron to the music of your choice and walk into the ring? How much would you pay for that?
See, I think you found my sweet spot. I think
Right?
That's out of all these things you've said
Right?
to come out and do
Yeah,
a
forget about
wrestling
the
entrance.
tunnel walk.
Yeah. I would love just an arena full of people to look at me
Right?
and dance to my music. So,
Right?
I mean, I think that would probably be my highest ticket item so far.
That was I know that. So in UFC, and I was supposed to head to Seattle today for UFC. Henry Cejudo and Song Yadong, my favorite name in the UFC, Song Yadong, are competing in the main event in Seattle. I was supposed to cover, but there's so much stuff going on. I had to let them know that I can't make it this weekend. But they do a thing that they do like a walkout, and VIP folks for extra cash, they get to. You get the music, you get to walk out, you get the championship strap over your shoulder, and you get to do the walk from all the way back to the octagon and then into the octagon. And they take pictures and they videotape it, whatever music you want played. But people they pay thousands of dollars to have that opportunity. And I got to walk out with the wrestling team Sunday. And I'm just telling you, it's magic. It's magic. It is. I did the Rock thing, right? I just tapped my forearm for the goosebumps, right?
Oh, yeah.
That this is amazing. And I thank Coach Terrell yesterday. I thank Coach Manning because they gave me access to a thing that I would have never experienced. And sometimes the value of a thing is exposure to the thing. Like you have to know that this is possible. And from the text line, folks have said, I mean, this is really a thing. I mean, old dad 34 says, I do it for all the sports because I probably would. Like I would almost offer, I don't want to be selfish, but I would almost say the ticket would sponsor Tunnel Walk. And we'd like to have some Husker fan get to do these tunnel walks, right?
Yeah.
But this is bigger than that. This should be a Husker athletics thing in full. And they can determine what the number is. And the Texans said, well, that's a sacred moment of bonding between the athletes. I can tell you, those athletes love having me there. As a matter of fact, that's directly from the athletes. He invited me into the locker room, and they actually let me talk before the meet. Thank goodness they won. First, thank goodness they were dominant, because if they were terrible, I'd have felt awful. I'd have felt horrible. But you let me talk, and they were like, let's run through the wall, boys. Let's go get it. I think Husker fans would really support. One of the texters said, I'd love it as long as I could get up and touch the horseshoe. Like, that would be a part of it. Just imagine, even if it was before the football team, that you did the tunnel walk and got to experience it as they're doing their walkthrough, and you went through and got to run out into that. How many Husker fans never get to make that walk or be on the field or run into the stadium on a game day? They're never going to experience that. How many people would like to know what it's like to run from Husker basketball's locker room onto the floor? Like, have a fan, make a donation to the athletic department to run the flag on the field. Right? We're talking to Peter Cobelt. They raffle off a tennis lesson with the coach. And I was like, well, you know what? Maybe do a first serve. Invite Lincoln High School tennis coaches to come down and do the honorary first serve, right? They bring their team, they bring students from the school. They all get to be there and watch the school represented. It's a great tie-in, a great bonding moment for that team because they're featured. You get to be in a space again that maybe you never get to be in. If you did it for basketball, you do it for volleyball, right? That you could do the honorary first serve, right? Something silly.
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe you could be somebody that got to come on the floor and you got to throw volleyballs out, or throw shirts out or something along those lines. I think in these days where you're trying to generate more money, you're trying to generate more fan engagement, you're trying to engage more of what will connect the fans in a greater way, a more personal way to these things. Like the Salt Dogs do a great job with the first pitch, right? Well, imagine if you really were pushing this thing, right, to play catch. Like, there are things that can be done within these programs. And they're money opportunities, but they're also great connectors. and the value behind it, I can tell you, wrestling could probably take 10 people who make a donation to the wrestling program to be able to do the tunnel walk with the team. And they get to do that for 8 matches. That's 80 people who make a donation to Nebraska wrestling, all for the ability. Doesn't impose, doesn't, like, you can pay extra if you want to, you want to sit in the locker room quietly before the meet, right? You pay extra, right? Doesn't disturb anybody. It's off to the side. There's enough room in there for you to just kind of watch so you can see what's going on, right? But I think there are ways for programs to be more inclusive and then to benefit from it. And I can tell you, if you said to most Husker athletes, most, I think in these donation NIL conversation, there's Dylan Raiola, Jordy Ball, and then everybody else, right? Like, I mean, fairness. But everybody else would be open to the idea that, wait a minute, hey, your signed jersey as a part of this thing, you'll receive a donation, some NIL money because you donated to this fan that is a part of the walkout or the tunnel walk.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, you do the wrestling tunnel walk, you get a signed singlet from the team. Oh, well, the value of it just went up, right? The value just went up because, hey, you know what? More money just for the team, right? You get a video, right, of a signed baseball from the team and your favorite player's jersey. And we'll get you a picture of you and that player with the jersey. So, hey, man, extra value, right? That you think Jalen Worthy wouldn't be, 1, flattered, 2, appreciative. Wait a minute, even if it was, an extra $500,
yeah,
right? Win-win. I know Cobalt, I know Herman, they would be willing to do tennis lessons. I would imagine the golf coach is willing to play around and give golf lessons to anybody that would want to be a part of what they're doing, right? This thing that's in play, it's always an option. I would imagine that football is number one in the one because of the vastness of it and the power of it, but that volleyball would be number 2, and you could do a lot of things and generate a lot of money for volleyball. A lot of money. There are a lot of young ladies who would love the opportunity to engage that sort of way, right? Just requires some creative thinking, some innovation, but hey, you can get it done. Baseball and softball, off the charts, right? Because 20 home games, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
A lot of downtime in baseball.
A lot of in between innings. There's a lot of stuff, but it requires, 1, you inconvenience yourself and you do a little bit more work, right? But the long-term value of it and building the brand is kind of what should be done. That should be done. I mean, listen, if you said, you know what, maybe you could lead the specialist out of the Husker locker room at halftime, right? A little less chaotic, a little more formed. It's usually just punters, kickers, and returners, right? So you're running out with the 15 guys that come out of the locker room first, right? Less distraction, but still the same value, and you still record it. You still get right. If you ask me, hey man, let me catch a punt during the practice, during the warm up, right? Hey man, there are folks who never get that opportunity. I said to Mark Manning that if you did the tunnel walk and then let's just say that the tunnel walk folks are behind the team, but somebody, so let's say that it's Jordan Burrow is the alumni that's running out. They're going to lead the team out. And then there's a little flag bearer. There's somebody's kid who wants that thing to happen, right? The donation, we'll make the donation so that little Johnny gets to run out of the tunnel with Green and the Huskers. There's so many opportunities. There's so many home matches, home meets, everything in place. And it's an opportunity. Texter asked a question on an offshoot, trying to find out if the shootout with Strick has changed days and times. Dave, he's not scared of you, bro. I will ask Austin that on the break, and I'll give you an answer when we come back. How's that? Husker bowling at Hollywood this weekend. Is this the meet that they're home in town?
Hollywood bowling?
I didn't know that was this week. Yeah, it's the Big Red Invitational. And yes, I will be there. Absolutely will be there. Yep. And it's a weird thing that So at the Hollywood Bowl, it starts Friday, right? I think it's Friday. Yep, Friday at 8:30, the Big Red Invitational. So yes, I will be there Friday at 8:30 for this. It's my opportunity to support. Of course, you can hear four of the young ladies. You can hear Anna and Kayla Starr, and Jillian Martin. You can hear them weeknights here on the ticket. Tell them the story. You can hear Coach Klumpa whenever he decides to walk in the door and have coffee with us. But yeah, I will be there. This is normally I'm at UFC on the weekend of the Big Red Invitational. That's why I always miss those. But this, as I just said, I decided not to go to Seattle for UFC, so I will be here. If baseball can bring kids to say play ball, and basketball can have people hand the ball to the ref, and football do things like tunnel walk, and coin flips, things like that. Cubs Care, this is absolutely the thing. 100 things. The tunnel walk is special for football, and to me, it would be a priceless experience. Exactly. I'd pay more than probably $1,500 to join, as long as that includes being a part of the horseshoe tap. That would be all worth it. Baseball and basketball, I'd probably put out $250 because there's more opportunities to do it in season. 100%. 100%. All right. Texas says this. The problem is if you monetize it like that, it'll just end up benefiting the rich people that can afford it. Maybe at first it's a reasonable amount, but then we know how it goes. The average person will quickly be priced out. You don't do the price out you don't do the price. You're not setting the price to exclude. What I would imagine Husker Athletics, and I've been a part of enough athletic departments, that the juice has to be worth the squeeze. So the inconvenience and the breaking of their game operations, right? There's some game op director that, would panic over anything going outside of schedule. They've got it all down to an art form and a science form now. But to add those things would be wonderful. And again, you could do some of those things for the financially capable. But in that, you could also do things for folks and you're just doing it because. Just because. And there are things to work out for sure, 100%. But my thing is for athletic departments who are constantly asking, now you're giving something for it. The donor fatigue happens when it's just give. Now we're going to say, hey, listen, we're asking you to give, but here's where, it goes directly to the source, to the team that's involved, to their fans, the people who come to games and folks that support them and understand what's going on, right? If it's a high school tennis coach who gets to do the first serve, there's a lot of pressure for that coach because you got to get the first serve in. Like you don't want to bring your team and have everybody watching it and not pull it off. But I think all of that's in play. That's a great donation. You can do a fundraiser as well. There's tons of things you can do while you're there. Like you can sit at a table and have people make donations to your high school program. There's all sorts of things you can do. We'll go to break. We'll come finish this thing out. I'll get the answer. On Stricky. Austin's in the other room. We will get that answer for him. Then we'll come back and close down one-on-one.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket is your place for English Premier League soccer. On Saturday, West Ham plays Brentford at 9 a.m., followed by Crystal Palace versus Everton at 11:30 a.m. On Sunday, Liverpool plays Wolves at 8 a.m., followed by Tottenham versus Man United at 10:30 a.m. Liverpool currently leads the standings with 57 points. You can find all this and more at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket, your place for English Premier League soccer, located at 8th and P.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln Families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Husker fans, Nebraska needs you in the vault for the last two women's basketball games on Wednesday, February 19th and Sunday, February 23rd. Their last two opponents, Oregon and Washington, have never played in Pinnacle Bank Arena before. Give these two new Big Ten members a warm Nebraska welcome and show them why Nebraska fans are the best in the nation. For a limited time, you can secure your spot at both games for just $10. This deal won't last long. Get your tickets before tip-off on Wednesday to cash in on this incredible offer. Go to Huskers.com/tickets to secure your seats today.
Hey, Reese, you hungry?
You know I am, Mama. Let me introduce y'all to my canes. We got chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce right. You go to coleslaw right here. Ooh, Lord help me. This sweet tea makes me sweet. That's what my mama said. So what are you doing right now? Get your mom to take you to Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Hello.
Bundle up, bring your crew, and make this winter one for the books with Bachfest at Beer House. Enjoy winter brews that will tangle with your taste buds, polka dancing, games like Hammerschlagen, Stein Stamina, and much more. Bach beer will be flowing, and sausages and pretzels will be available for purchase. Doors open at 11 a.m., and the party goes outside until 6 p.m. before moving inside. VIP tickets are $75, but just $5 gets you in the door. Buy your tickets today at beerhousene.com for this Saturday's Bachfest.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: light snow possible this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny and cold. You see a high of 5 above. Tonight, mainly clear, very cold with a low of -18. And tomorrow, mostly sunny and cold. An afternoon high around 8 above. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleckner for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment before we hand it over. Windows Wednesday on the Captain Show. Black shirts in the building, already fired up and ready to go. Bach, good luck with that.
He's always fired up.
Hey, Bach, you figured out for Strick's competition, his trivia. What'd you find out?
Yeah, Shootout with Strick will be Wednesdays and Thursdays at 3:45 if you want to take down the Husker Hall of Famer.
And you remember, you can only do it once every 30 days.
Yeah.
You can only do it once every 30 days. That's the other part. So, again, the men are in Happy Valley 5:30 tip. And the women are at PBA 7 o'clock tip off against Oregon. So you have opportunities to do that. And again, shout out to folks swimming and diving there at the Big Ten Championships in Columbus, Ohio. At the
Yes.
at the Buckeyes. Shut up. What do you mean?
The arrogance, and now they're champions in football.
But your coach is still bad at tanning and has terrible makeup hairspray. So there, you can't have everything. Can't be perfect. You can't have it perfect. So I think the idea was that we could help Husker athletics and we could do some really cool fan things. We'll keep having the discussion. That's kind of how that'll work. We will have both men's and women's tennis coaches over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll work on having both men's and women's gymnastic coaches over the next couple of weeks, and of course, Takedown Tuesdays on Tuesday at 4 o'clock each week, and then Ash and Demo from Teammates at 5 o'clock every Tuesday. So we will have a busy week. We will have a post-game show tonight for you after this, and then I can tell you that after the Malone Center show tonight, it'll be DP and Coach Ron Brown. We're just going to sit and chop it up for an hour after some Husker Hoops talk and Malone Center, letting folks know what's going on. They had a really cool guest. He had Medgar Evers' brother in town and did a wonderful little event. But it will be me and Coach Brown tonight at 10 o'clock or whenever that is. And then I'm working on a special one-on-one as well for later in the week. So it's going to be a busy week. Again, I appreciate all of you being on the text line and answering questions and putting information out there. But folks are right. The Big Red Invitational for the bowling team, that is still the number one team in the country. Number one ranked team in the country here in Lincoln. And I will effort to get Coach Klempa on one of the shows before, since he'll be in town. At least he can call from his grand, vast coach's office at the bowling center. We will have Coach Klempa break down why you should come and check out these girls. And I quite frankly, to tell you that Jillian Martin is as impressive a student athlete as there is on campus. That young lady, she'll run that women's tour for a bit. But the young ladies that they have on this roster, they're bowling well. They're consistent. It's fun to watch. If you haven't checked them out, find your way over to Hollywood. Starting Friday at 8:30, goes through Friday, Saturday, Sunday over there for the Big Red Invitational. Babak, I say thank you, kind sir, for doing what you do. Y'all don't go anywhere. I'm going to go find some sweet things by Marcy. Marcy dropped off every kind of soup and several sandwiches and whatever Steve Taylor and the early crew left over, I will scrounge through. I have no idea what it is. But shout out to Marcy Haas at Sweet Things by Marcy. And she made an incredible banana pudding yesterday. Winning. Winning. Y'all be good, be warm, and be good.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Mulberry Barbecue now has a brand new second location to help all your lunch and dinner cravings.